construction show to host this panel and put on a panel that will take a deeper dive into some key issues that are facing Miami-Dade. And this morning we're delighted to be starting with infrastructure.
A lot of positive things happening here in South Florida and Miami. I think the first remarks I would like to say is that Florida's really hot. Florida's incredibly hot, not just temperature-wise. Florida's really, really hot. Florida's #1 in the United States in generation of net new jobs. We're growing somewhere on a monthly basis between 20 to 25,000 net new private sector jobs a month. We're growing in aerospace aeronautical. In fact, Florida is the #1 ranked state in the United States, second year in a row in terms of aerospace aeronautical attractiveness. Florida is a global brand.
Innovation as a whole in the industry, and that is, we are the largest hospital builder in the state of Florida, but incredible innovation in the types of materials that are being used in buildings. Technology is being used, especially in active projects within facilities, to try and insulate stakeholders and end users from the impacts of those construction.
I guess one of the most interesting or perhaps innovative one is a floating infrastructure. So it would be, the proposal is for 30 floating residential villas. So it's a very, very unique project that is in essence trying to incorporate aspects of sustainability as well as recognizing some of the challenges with climate change.
We have amazing assets and a lot of people don't know about them. So the first thing we're doing is taking a look at the entire system, and we want to make sure we're clean, safe, and reliable. We have an app. We need to work with everybody, all the different entities in the community that advertise events and things like that. We have an amazing metro rail extension to the airport. A lot of people don't know about that. That was an investment this community made to the tune of $500 million. That's at the end how we're going to bridge the big hurdle that any transportation agency has.
If you look at the debt loads for the last 50 years, there's been a serious ramp up. Since the Great Recession, there's been some retrenchment. And when you get an economy that starts to level off its growth rate in terms of GDP every year, and you get debt numbers that big, you have nowhere to go. But ultimately, if you look at communities that'll succeed or fail in getting in new infrastructure, it's the ones who invest wisely enough, attract some population with money, and keep the local economy rolling. And I love the international aspect of it. I think this is a great city. I really look forward to being, believe it or not, even more internationalized in that growth.
It's not just necessarily procuring the financing and the like, but oftentimes they're really sharing in the risk of the project. What it typically is when you have a public asset and the private sector comes forward and they either design, construct, maintain, operate, and usually it's for a certain period of time. So what happens is, in exchange for that, they get payments.
Funding and finding finance solutions for these projects. A place where we could utilize P3s as a solution to deliver projects. Another issue for us, specifically in the construction world, is the increasingly shrinking labor pool when it comes to construction workers. That is a major, major problem in our marketplace.
One of the issues that I see is that you have the aging infrastructure, and then you have new infrastructure that's needed. And then also the impacts of climate change.
Our biggest challenge is to look at matching the right technology. We have to make wise investment decisions for the future if we're going to provide those transportation options that are needed, because they come with an O&M price tag, and we have to be able to afford that in the future. This is an international city. You need to have an international transportation system. So I look forward to having that and truly making Miami the car optional city. Miami is becoming one of these amazing cities. When you see what's happened downtown, the transformation that's taken place, I think we're going where we should be. So.
To see where we are today as an international banking mecca, a center for arts, world-class hospitals, one of the best private universities and one of the best public universities in the country, if not the world. I mean, an incredible port, state-of-the-art airport. I mean, I honestly, there's some days where I wake up and I don't see how it can continue on this trajectory, but nonetheless, it does. The options for arts and culture and science are only expanding.
I think Miami is a vibrant city. It is a diverse city, and it is a global city. And what I'm very encouraged to see is the next evolution of this global city, where it basically takes it up a notch and is really viewed by the entire world as the class and the elite city that it can be. I think it's just, we're on the way to the next evolution. So I'm very excited about that, as long as we, as Bill Johnson said, just keep our feet tethered to the quality of life issues.
Thank you so much, Kerri. Thank each of our panelists for being here this morning, and for all of you. Hope you learned something.